Ça y est.
Here we are at the Moroccan Rally, our first rally.
Premier rallye. Un peu d'appréhension.
We're a little nervous, excited, fatigued, but very motivated. It's all part of the experience. We just have to go with the flow.
Il faut l'accepter, il n'y a pas de problème. L'objectif, c'est le...
Our goal is the Dakar, the 2025 season, and the title of world champion.
When Dacia takes on a project like the Rally Raid, we are all in. We do so with the right tools, drivers, and techniques so that we can win this.
We've been here in Morocco for testing many times, and we know the performance of the cars, you know. But to compete for first time with our Sandrider, you know, Dacia in Morocco Rally, it's something not easy. And yeah, this will be fantastic to win for first time with the Dacia.
He drove into a hole that, let's say, wasn't exactly small. It caused an impact that we didn't notice during the trials, which ended up bending the axle. He managed to get out of the ditch and continued driving for 5 kilometers, but since the axle was bent, it was more fragile and eventually broke.
Sébastien hadn't driven since the Dakar, so when he got to Morocco, he needed to quickly get back in sync with Fabian and adjust to the rhythm of the car. Nasser, on the other hand, had completed the entire championship, so it's a different kind of routine, a different kind of approach.
The feeling with the car is good in the stage. Feels natural to drive. The balance is good, so suspension seems to work correctly. So we try some new strategy, and we will see. Hopefully, it will be okay.
We didn't expect to win the first special stage of our first rally with Dacia. It was a very emotional moment. We felt a lot of pride and a sense of accomplishment for the work we've done together. But the next day, reality set in. The first technical issues arose, and the first sport-related questions came up. It's like a roller coaster. One day we win, one day we learn, we win again, then we lose, and we'll just see what happens next. Our AC compressor broke this morning, so we called our trucks and told them that we're stopping during the connection to change it. It took 30 minutes to repair to be ready for the start of the next stage.
They are doing a big job at changing the compressor and charging the LC circuit, and now we try, but if it's possible to continue, it's perfect.
There was a small electrical problem, but now we're in a situation where identifying and fixing this kind of issue during the special stage is too time-consuming and complicated. So we made the decision to have Cristina stop to preserve the car for today and tomorrow.
With Cristina, we feel a lot of frustration. For example, yesterday she got out of the car and said, "Tiffany, it's frustrating. I feel good in the car, I know I can perform, but it keeps breaking down." But that frustration motivates us because she feels good. She wants it. She knows she can do it. We all know she can do it. But we can't lie to ourselves. It's also on us. We could have chosen to stop, have only 2 cars on the starting line in Morocco, and keep the third one away because we wouldn't be able to get all the latest specs. But we decided to come with Cristina, to train her and ourselves with different specs. We got unlucky, but we pushed through. I don't really believe in luck. I think we make our own.
Always it's difficult to predict your rally. But if we take the positive way, it's good for us to learn and to react on how to react in these conditions. So because the mainly goal is Dakar, and we are learning a lot about the mechanical training, about mechanical things, alarms. So I prefer to have all these type of problems here than Dakar for sure.
The benefits in terms of the car's dynamics come from its compactness. The overhangs are short, making the car easy to drive and very maneuverable. We can get through rough sections easily, and the others have a hard time keeping up. On the downside, its compactness makes certain parts harder to access and work on. So it takes a bit more time for the mechanics to get the job done. Everyone will be satisfied if we get a good result tomorrow. But there are some areas we can work on in the future to make things a bit easier.
We realized that despite working well together and being at the front, we were losing a lot of time. But starting from 4th, 5th, or 6th place was much easier and faster. Quite a bit faster, actually. With the experience from yesterday, we're now in a better position.
Last night in the truck, it was very interesting because everyone shared their advice with each other. We're going in the right direction, and we're already thinking ahead to Dakar. For example, the idea of opening the road could work, but there needs to be 2 of us. They're starting to come up with their own strategies. It's interesting to see.
The strategy of the team really working very well. A lot of experienced people, happy with the car, with Edouard. Yes, it's all going very well. We win 2 stages, me and Seb, and we are leading Morocco Rally. I am sure a lot of talking, in the bivouac, but okay.
When we arrive, and we are immediately a key player in the game with a new car, it can intimidate people a little. But what is gained is gained. Those who don't have results yet have some work to do.
The technicians have done an amazing job. They worked so hard to ensure the 3 cars were here, which isn't the case for everyone. All 3 are here. They are performing well, so of course it's mission accomplished. But are we ready for the Dakar? No.
The car has proven it's reliable and functioning well. Now the rest is up to us.
And today's a big day?
Well, yeah. We have the first podium finish for Dacia, maybe even our first victory. Then, of course, the World Championship. So yes, there's definitely something at stake.
It was a really big gamble on Nasser's part to come here his last year, aiming for the title with a new car. It's a gamble we're taking together. But in sports, there's always risk and the possibility of failure. We are ready to go for it, but the pressure is still there.
We've done a good job so far, but nothing is certain until we get over the finish line. My name is Philip Dunban. I'm 66 years old, and I'm the technical director for the Rally Raid program. I supervise all technical aspects of the project. 3D modeling allows us to visualize the entire car. We can place all the parts inside the car to make sure there is enough space. We can move the axle to ensure that during all steering and suspension movements, nothing comes into contact. This helps us to visualize how the car will be in real life, without the constraint of making the parts beforehand.
The damper definition that you've got on there, that's the right length?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
It is correct, yeah.
Good, okay.
We don't start entirely from scratch, as ProDrive already has extensive knowledge in this field. We build upon this, utilizing all the expertise from what already exists. We target all areas for improvement and create something which is somewhat inspired by an old product, but is entirely new.
So what are we, 2-3 days from chassis harness, do you think?
Yeah, not far. Installation is quite.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's already though.
That should all be cut out.
Okay, perfect.
Car tour.
Yeah.
Copy at the moment, so.
Excellent. My name's Alistair Gibson. I'm the chief mechanic here at ProDrive. I'm 40 years old. I've been at ProDrive 15 years now. So the structure of our team for this Dacia program is quite a simple formula, really. We have 4 mechanics for each car with two engineers, 1 rally engineer, 1 data engineer, and then a number of specialists on the side, so an electrician, a fabricator, a refuel guy, and a few other heads around us that support the areas such as parts support and things like that. So my role as chief mechanic is over all 3 of the cars, so it's my responsibility to make sure that all 3 cars are built to the correct spec that the engineers want, and then we're ready on time and we're at the race and we can compete at the best level.
In the rally raid, it's crucial to avoid problems, and this starts with the car's construction, ensuring care during assembly and maintaining the discipline to assemble the 3 cars the same way. So there's an important phase in the beginning to note everything down, to create all the documents which will ensure the assembly of the following car. This is a car that's at the very beginning of assembly. So we have the tubular frame, which is the principal structure of the car, and here we're starting to build all the elements of the internal body. The tubular structure is not sealed and needs a waterproof interior, so there's a whole series of carbon pieces that we insert into the interior of the frame and assemble there. Once they're fixed, we have a sealed interior.
Little things we could change there.
Yeah, that could be better.
But the frame looks pretty positive. I think the carbon fit's gone really well, and you can see how here with the carbon on the side, the panel gaps are really good, and there's not too much to fill in the gaps.
We can say this work is collaborative, as ProDrive suggests ideas and Dacia decides to approve them or not.
Having the manufacturer involved, of course, brings some new challenges, some new expectations, but it's nothing that we're not used to and nothing that we're not excited to get on board and go and deliver the big trophy from Dakar.
How are we doing? How's it progressing?
So chassis 1 just been built here, ready for Sweetland. We're a good stage through the fabrication, and we're just in with the dry fitting of the suspension now and the carbon underbody.
So it's a bit of a jigsaw puzzle. So
it is a jigsaw puzzle, so we take the steel frame and then slot the carbon inside, but it does work really well, and from the design point of view, it goes in as they intended, piece by piece, so it works really well to give a nice sealed cockpit.
There is about 10% of the assembly that is complete, but in terms of work, it's a lot more than that. Creating a tubular frame is a job that takes weeks.
So from this position here, with the underbody fitted, as we call it, the carbon cockpit, it's about another 600 to 700 hours of car build time to get the car built and on the floor.
Quite a bit to go, yeah.
Still got a bit to go, but okay, we've got a bit of time in front of us before the first test, so I think we should be pretty confident that we'll make that in good shape. We have just finished our first test in Sweetland, and now we have a test coming up in Château Stores in a little over a month, and then we're moving to phase 2 of the testing, where we move out to Morocco, where we have 3 long tests out there to really put the car through its paces and make sure that we can compete at the first event in Morocco in early October.
My name is Sébastien Loeb. I'm a driver for Dacia from this year, and I'm 50 years old.
My name is Fabian Lurquin. I'm 48 years old, and I'm Sébastien Loeb's co-pilot for the next 3 Dakars and the next 2 World Championships.
My name is Nasser Al-Attiyah. My age is 53. My job is rally driver.
I'm Edouard Boulanger, 45 years old, and co-pilot for the Rally Raid. This is the first time Nasser and I are together in the car under real conditions. We're at Château Lastour, which is the perfect location in Europe for rally raid circuits.
It's a pretty aggressive track, which has been used for rally raid trials for years because the roads are rough, there are rocks. And it's not too far either, it's in France. For what we need to do, I think it's a good place.
As we said, now it's one turn, one lap, just to check everything is working. If it's working, calm down, and then we go for the first run.
The track is only 6 or 7 kilometers long, so we practice on it all the time, which is good for preparing setups. We can compare runs over the same bump multiple times, what's better and what's worse, the car's agility, etc. So we normally do 3 laps and come back down. We analyze the positive and negative sides of the changes we've made. We do this repeatedly, asking, is it better, is it worse? And we continue like this throughout the day.
Any down, any problem with the low pressure?
No. Always good for braking, for turning, and
still precise.
Yeah, still precise and more comfy, more comfortable.
After each ride, Nasser transmits the info and tells us how he's feeling about the car. We check the data we've collected during the drive, and then we make an assessment to see what direction to take in terms of the performance. This is how we always work.
First point now is to lower the car front and rear.
Okay.
Just 10 millimeters.
To see how.
And if we can go lower.
We don't have any things happen, just only a few alarm, and just we need to go back again to the workshop to explain the engineer and the mechanic, and suddenly, we fix it, from program, and then we come back again, we do more kilometers, sometime we have another issue from alarm also, because it's a new car.
To put things into context, this is our first day driving together. We had to make a few short stops, but it's nothing compared to what could happen in a setting like this. We didn't have any physical problems on the system. We just needed to rewrite a line of code. In 6 months, having a day like today wouldn't be surprising, but seeing as this is the very first run, it's an extremely positive outcome and a very positive feeling.
We have a good foundation.
I no longer have the alert.
No.
There's no longer the return to garage alert.
That was the MGU.
Well, I had to do 6 laps, and once I'd finished, it said return to garage. I thought, damn, it knows how many laps I need to do. That's good progress.
Good, huh? Sweat front rear.
Good for another rally, though.
Yeah, for traction. We need to see, huh?
We are lucky that the car was well designed. We haven't had any mechanical problems so far. So we are already focusing on balancing the suspension between the front and rear axles. You need the right compromise between a car that is strong enough to handle heavy compression and landing impacts, but also a car that can be more supple when terrain is bumpy. We know that the conditions in Château-Lastour don't truly reflect those of the desert, but it still gives us a good indication. And most importantly, it allows us to test how the car reacts.
Try going up on the low speed, and we'll see how much effect it has in this sort of medium speed stuff.
Yeah. So, let's just do one change. I can go up there, so we can try to isolate it. 1 change, 2 laps.
So we let the high speed open to like it is, to see for the comfort, and go see for the low.
Yeah. How is it feeling today? Is there some less comfortable, or
which one?
This seat now?
No, because it's still like when I pull, tight. Still, I am like lay a little bit,
Okay.
It's not.
So you have to push.
Yes.
These last couple of days have been quite intense. It was Nasser's first day driving the car. So we had to adjust his seating, his driving position. For us, getting the position right can take a full day, simply because it's so important. We spend 10 to 12 hours a day in the same position, so it really has to be perfect, a balance of comfort and efficiency.
Alan gave me another radio to communicate, so this one we take out, put the track in the proper place, and to have the second tablet as in front. At least we can talk with the ergonomy guys, the design guys from Dacia.
As for the user-friendly aspects, Some things need to be reworked. For example, the dashboard. What's the French name for it?
Tableau de bord.
Thanks, tableau de bord. The tableau de bord is too high, too bulky, and too close to us. It's really distracting. It eats into our field of view. It's beautiful, it's chic, but it's not functional.
Let me introduce you to the design team.
I will put you soon inside, huh?
This is...
How are you? Nice to have you, nice to have you. Thank you for the nice design. You know, really, it's amazing. Just few things we need to put it, you know? Sure. It's like make easy to drive and the co-drive also.
Basically, what we are wishing to have is to have a clear visibility in front of us. So first thing is to adjust our seat position to for the driver, of course, but as well for me to reach the buttons and having a clearer visibility. And what we experience so far is, especially the dashboard, is too massive.
Tous ces éléments, on les a All these elements were created virtually in 3D. But now it's time for the ultimate test in real-world conditions. There's nothing like a full-scale trial where we receive direct feedback from the drivers. We're doing our best to respond to their needs because the goal is for them to win and feel comfortable in their car. It helps with performance, speed, comfort. And when I say comfort, I mean they can go through an entire race without getting tired or reaching their breaking point. We do everything we can to help their performance. To see how we can optimize the design even further, there's nothing better than being in the driver's exact conditions. We can put ourselves in their shoes, even if we're not at their level, and better understand their concerns during a race.
Hello? Hey.
Hello!
The
fact that he is here in person allows us to directly discuss the issue and even sit in the car to understand what we're trying to address. Having him here saves us a lot of time. Yes, for everyone.
My name is Tiffany Isnard. I'm 39 years old, and I'm the team principal for Dacia Sandriders.
Pushing, you continue like that. I'm really happy with the Dacia Sandriders family, and I'm proud of all of you and all your involvement in the team.
Being a team principal means managing and leading the team. A rally raid team is made up of many different parts, with each person having their specific role. My job is to take a step back and ensure everyone has what they need to work. Then it's about figuring out how we can each reach our goal and how I can ensure there are no obstacles. And if there are, how can we overcome them? I also put myself in complicated situations, and I put the others in complicated situations too. But that's my secret. They don't know it yet.
At high speed, we're pretty much the same as him, except we're a little more open, which makes us slightly more flexible on the front axle at high speed.
Yeah, he's 2 notches tighter on the dampers.
Yeah.
We have 3 different duos with 3 different nationalities and cultures. There's Cristina and Pablo, who are friends, Nasser and Edouard, who are very professional, and Sébastien and Fabian, who are a mix of both. We're building up Cristina's confidence by giving her time in the car. She's in there all the time, even when Sébastien and Nasser are driving. I also ask her to be present for all the debriefs. As soon as Sébastien gets out of the car, she is nearby so she can listen. The same goes for Nasser. She is part of the team. We are fully aware that both are champions, the 2 biggest champions in rally racing today. We chose them because of this. We know about their egos, and we also chose them because of their egos. It's what drives their performance. So at no point will I try to change that. Now, it's about communication and transparency. We'll lay our cards on the table and say, okay, what are we going to do? First we talk, and then it's on.
Come. Sit.
Dakar.
Sit. No, sit. I think 2019 I get him. And I win Dakar in South America. Yes, and I said, okay, I will call him Dakar now. I decided to start In 89, I did the National Rally, and I finished second overall. And then the new season in 90, I pushed myself and I win important race in Middle East. It was a 24 hours race in the desert, and it was really amazing. And from this time, I was really pushing myself.
I met the first time with Nasser in 2010 in Cordoba in World Rally Cup, and then we are together in FIFA World Cup in Qatar, and now I stay here. I love motorsport.
Tarek is my best friend also from 2003. I know him. Look, he helped me now. For first time, huh?
It's like my big brother, to be honest. We put the jokes aside, everything. We try to be as a professional as much, as a big and professional. So you have to keep up with this.
The best tea, eh?
Look the color, huh?
Dakar.
Yes, every secret is a tea.
Before start, huh?
Yeah.
Before each start.
A lot of tea.
When I start Dakar, it was my dream to win Dakar, and the dream come true. I win 5 times Dakar. When I get the chance, when I hear the new manufacturer is coming, always is nice to win with the new manufacturer, I win with a different 3 manufacturer, and now my aim, I put everything to this manufacturer, Dacia, to bring the name in the motorsport.
Nasser, he looks like me. He's like the king of the desert. He was born into it. He's been doing this for years. It's true that on the track we're direct rivals, but our main goal is to use our experience for the benefit of the team, the car, and the racing strategies, to progress as best as possible. All of these things are shared, and I would say that the overall relationship between Nasser and I is good. We have nothing to hide from each other. We don't necessarily cross paths on the track, except when one catches up with the other, but each of us has his own race, so it's in our best interest to have the best possible tools. And for that, the best solution is to work together.
Sports, especially go-karting and gymnastics.
Apart from sport, there's not much that interests you either.
No.
Well, we had to find something that we both like. She enjoys gymnastics, but I only do gymnastics once every 2 years, and that was for a video, so it's not quite the same. But I do motorsport all the time, and she really likes go-karting. From time to time, we come here and we have the opportunity to drive go-karts. She enjoys it, and I enjoy it too. It gives us a day where we can share something. When it turns and then goes straight, turn the wheel a little more and hope for the best. I'll be the first one into the gravel. I'm away less often than during the WRC era, when we traveled for tests and races. Now, I'm doing a Rally Raid World Championship with 5 races, the development, and everything that goes with it. It still involves travel, but I spend a lot more time at home than before, which is what I wanted. That's also why I stopped the WRC and other championships with more events. I found a balance that suits me well. It allows me to spend time at home while still living my passion. It works for me.
But when you go to the Dakar, it's a bit long. It's about 3.5 weeks?
3 weeks.
Yeah. That's impossible.
No, it's fine. To do it efficiently, you might need to drive a little slower at certain points in the middle, then accelerate more decisively afterwards. It helps save time, but otherwise it's okay. You only did 3 spins, right? No? A little
No.
more?
At the beginning it was okay, but in the end, I couldn't do another lap.
Airfood has been the Rally Raid test base for 30 or 40 years. We have everything we want within a radius of 50 to 100 kilometers. Dunes, rolling terrain, rough conditions. You have to think of Château-Lastour as a debugging stage. You can't adjust a car meant for a rally raid at Château-Lastour. It's not representative enough. So every time we need to test the cars in real conditions, we come here.
For anything that doesn't seem normal to you, you can just stop and call up on the radio. We'll have the discussion and then you can, and if everyone seems okay, just continue. The objective is not to take any risks.
I know.
Just let everyone know what's going on, and then we can carry on.
We've made adjustments to the car this morning to adapt it for Cristina, to help her understand how far we've come in terms of adjustments with the other drivers. Now she will tackle a longer run, representative of a special stage's length. This is the next step in her learning process, familiarizing herself with the car's environment and experiencing what a special stage feels like.
My name is Pablo Moreno Huete. I'm 34 years old and I'm co-pilot on Dacia Sandriders.
300 metros, waypoint, derecha 3, cap 37, 150 metros. Detengo, derecha 3, cap 37. Peligro 1, fuera pista y piedras.
This morning we did a 50 kilometers road book, 3 passes to adjust the suspension and comfort of the car. In the afternoon, we did a 271 kilometers road book and 220 kilometers liaison sectors, and it was very good. We adjusted several things. With the engineers, we modified the displays, the data we would like to see, as well as the position of the tablets. They listened to us, and they let us do as we like, so I'm very happy.
The goal of testing is to explore the car's limits. Additionally, our primary focus is to adjust the car for the desert. Then we work on making it reliable and identifying the most critical elements. In order to do that, we try to cover 200 to 400 kilometers, but this is only possible if there is a proper safety setup in place, with doctors, helicopters, and support vehicles.
Ideally, use the red track. Call if you need to call, and if you can't, then you use
To call is the blue, yes.
Yeah.
I made sure we were operational in terms of safety measures and that they can reach me if anything happens. We check the satellite phone number they can call me on. The simplest option is to call us directly from the car. The car's tracking system allows them to contact me directly at the truck. During these runs, I monitor the car's position in real time on my screens. If we need to intervene, we have a helicopter with an emergency doctor on board. Today, for the special stage, the helicopter is flying directly over the car. Generally, we ensure that the helicopter is never more than 15 to 20 minutes away from the car's location.
Due to a lack of visibility this morning, the heli cannot take off from Merzouga because it's the same situation there. So we are hoping to have better situation in maybe an hour here. And for now, so we can't do a big loop because we've no medical cover. So we are just going to do a few runs on the shakedowns.
We've only done short runs within 10 kilometers of our base camp because the helicopter couldn't fly due to the sandstorm. Of course, the priority is the safety of the team. We had to find a quick solution, so we're trying different ideas to reap more mileage in the car.
Cristina hasn't driven until now due to scheduling and logistical constraints. This is her first real test session. She has to be ready for the Morocco Rally in a month.
Okay, day 4 today, total mileage of stage 452 and total mileage 502. Main issue at the moment is temperature, engine and cockpit. Yes.
like general, you know, because when you touch the cars, it's really hot.
Over the last couple of tests, we've tested in the most hot environments we can ever face. So anything above 45 degrees is way too much for any cross-country rally in general. But we're trying to maximize what the car can do. So this is the right environment for us to work in and improve.
They need some more information about the water temperature is running with real facts.
Yeah.
We have the bit from this morning, but it's not really enough, you know?
Since this morning, like the past 2 days, we've been driving in hot conditions. So because of the high temperatures, the car goes into fault protection mode. The radiator stops and the car overheats.
We took the car without AC, and I can tell you that it was the hottest thing that I felt in my life.
Even in that one day, she did about 350 kilometers with no AC in the car. It was quite gruesome.
Things will always happen during a Dakar, so it's crucial to learn how to manage and adapt when things go wrong. Given the rally's length, issues will arise, so we'll try to minimize risks in these situations.
It's difficult to be focused in this condition, especially because we had some alarm. You need to be focused also in the alarms and in the things to not have more damage in the car. But also, I take this opportunity to try, because these things can happen also in Dakar, and you can run without AC, and you need to adapt you.
Your position on the car?
I feel a little bit less support on the back. But I want to know if it's because the hands, all this part,
yes.
Maybe I feel that I am moving, but it's my back inside the hands.
Okay.
A racing car built with compromise. We're about 95 to 100% optimized for user-friendly design inside the car. In terms of visibility, for Seb and me, we're also close to that range.
Yes, it is comfortable, but it is too hot because of our temperature problem. Despite the AC working very well, everything emits heat inside the car. It is about 10 degrees hotter than the outside. The design plays a role, but there might be a way to optimize these issues while maintaining the visual design. It is a work in progress, but it must be completed. It's not just a couple of holes in the bodywork. It's intensive work.
Are you feeling confident?
Yeah, let's see how the car performs after the first special stage in Morocco.
Yeah. But you need a little confidence before heading out, or else...
There's no need for confidence. I focus on the facts.
Yeah.
Until now, the car has had zero problems, but as time goes by, more issues are starting to appear.
To be honest, we are a bit disappointed with the results of T2. We expected better, but it is what it is. We can't delude ourselves. For a car that is just a few months old, we're doing well. T3 is a week before the Morocco Rally, which isn't a test session for us. Nasser and I are going to try to be world champions. We're not going just to make up the numbers. So we really hope that at T3, we'll have a car that can help us fight for victory.
I am Cristina Gutiérrez. I am 32 years old, and I am a professional rally driver and also a dentist. Ay, sí, espagueti rojo. When I was very little, I asked to my father to let me drive the motorbike of my old brother. So it was something more inside of me. It was something is growing up inside me. And my father was super open all the time with me from the beginning.
To the Dakar!
Something. I think the click happened when one race came to Burgos, to my little city, one race of karting, and my father asked me, Chris, do you want to do this race with other kids and blah, blah? It was only boys, not girls, makes me think a lot because it's important to have a role model in motorsport, and it's important to have more women inside the race. I was started at this moment.
All the family loves cars.
He was my first co-driver.
The plan was the switch, driver and co-driver each race. So the first race, she was driving, I was co-driving, and we never changed.
Pablo, first of all, is my friend. He started very young with me. He was my chief mechanic of the car. He built my car, my old car. So I spent a lot of moments, good moments and bad moments with him, and he was always with me, support all my career. And when I had the opportunity to offer him the seat of the co-driver, I offered him because I knew that he's very intelligent, he's very fast, he's very smart, and for sure I knew that he can be the best co-driver in the world.
We meet her in different rally, and we try, to talk, to help, and she like the motorsport, and the family also like motorsport. And then when I see her to compete in cross country and normal rally, and then I said, this girl, one day she can be like really strong and fighting with the man, and this is what we see now.
You also hit like this?
No.
Only I'm so heavy.
I think he braked a little bit. It's difficult to help Sébastien Loeb and Nasser, but I try to give some advices at least to brush the hair. No, I mean, Nasser and Seb, they are helping me a lot with some advices because I have never drive T1 Plus, I have never drive in a official project. So they give me some advices in terms of sitting position, the steering wheel, why you want like this and not like this, little things that you normally don't think, but makes a difference.
But also sometimes it can push a bit on the brake, like when you put brake and it's like, pushing a bit the car. So if it's too much, it can be a bit a problem on the brake.
So I am glad to have them on board because it's not easy to have drivers sharing all the information.
Are we good? Tell you the truth, we're starting to feel the pressure. But the good kind of pressure. The timing is getting tighter. The job list is still there, and now it has to fit into a schedule that's growing shorter, but we knew this.
We're getting closer to the competition. That's the part we all love. Testing is interesting, but the real challenge is the race.
I'm hoping for a session where we just drive without any mechanical failures or other issues. Because it is the last run before the race. We understand the problems we had in the previous sessions. We know why they're there. We're just hoping they will be resolved before the next challenge.
How do you feel about Seb? He's fine. Well, he just arrived, but...
Yeah, I do feel like he's focused. He has questions. You sense that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I can't say he's confident.
We're at a point where we don't want to experiment with new features. We focus on adjusting what really needs to be adjusted, and the rest is about accumulating kilometers to ensure we're in a peak condition for the Dakar.
Between the last point and the arrival at Yasmina, there was a fence for the camels. We were supposed to go right, but that's no longer possible. So I'm not going to change the road book, but I'm going to give you a new route that takes you from the last point of the dune to Yasmina.
So, the big news is that it rained, and not just a little. It rained a lot. The ground is now soaked, and there is a lot of water. Encountering these new conditions, with sand compacted by water on much harder ground, is obviously going to present new challenges. Will the compacted sand damage the car's waterproofed components? Will it lead to new breakdowns? If that happens, we're just 1 week away from the Morocco Rally. The car is ready for the conditions we've faced so far, but we're not yet ready for these new conditions.
If you do a lot of running in muddy conditions, then you need to just keep an eye on the water temperature. But, you'll get all those alarms anyway.
As we progressed, we identified a reliability issue with the fans, or ventilateur, as we say in French. We addressed this issue with the supplier so that it sorted. The entire cooling system was also reviewed. We added insulation to key parts that brought a lot of heat into the cockpit. We made openings on the car, cutting small sections of bodywork. This was done in record time, just 3 weeks.
What you do need to just check is that all the stuff to do with the rally configuration is really how you want it. Obviously, there could be some small differences between this car and your own car. But you just need to make sure that you're happy, or at least satisfied that you can get all of the tools, you know where the tools are, all the placement points in the car, all that stuff is, that you're comfortable with it.
We are now just 1 week away from the start, so the pressure is building. The desire to perform well is stronger than ever.
Yeah.
We're losing time on this, that, and the other. This phase is normal, and we're all feeling it, including me, but things have to start moving. Really, they have to start moving.
Yeah, it's going to be fine.
We're still confident, but we know very well that until we've done the first races, we can't afford to be too confident. That's why the Morocco Rally is so important. It's preparation for the Dakar 2025, and ultimately, the race we want to win is the Dakar.
It has been a fairly hard rally for us. We've encountered a lot of difficulties, but we're very happy for the opportunity and we're making good time, so we're good.
We're happy with how the car was during the rally. The performance was good. We identified a few issues that we already knew about, but didn't cause any problems. There's still one special stage left, and we're in fourth. Getting on the podium is still possible. We'll go for it.
The car has proven that it is reliable and efficient. So now the final part is up to us, but...
The stakes are high?
Yeah, a little. We have the first podium finish for Dacia, maybe even our first victory. Then, of course, the World Championship. So yes, there's definitely something at stake.
So we won! And we're also second, and now we're waiting for Cristina. It's fantastic for the team. You can't imagine all the work that goes into it. Just being here with the 3 cars is already a victory. But seeing 2 of them on the podium is really fantastic for the team. It's a reward for all their work.
It's mean many things, to come here with the new car, Sandrider Dacia, to win the race, leading from beginning, first and second, to win the world champion. Really, we are so happy, Thank for all these people, who's behind me, because we worked very hard during all this summer. and to get the result. You know, I am really so proud of the team.
This is a way to thank everyone for what's happened behind the scenes. But we must not forget about the huge challenge ahead. The weeks to come will be crucial to prepare for the Dakar. And even if we win, we can't afford to be too relaxed. We have to keep working until the very end. But I think we've given everyone a boost.
It was a clean one for us. I think we need it because the rest of the rally was not very easy for us, but the best stage possible is this, to finish P5, I think, finally in the States. And the next step is to be ready for Dakar, still 2 months in front, and I hope to do the same thing in Dakar.